That was fun. You know, I told the kids before the match, there's going to be a battle and the atmosphere and all that, but enjoy it and embrace it, and they did. They showed up and wrestled. I think we won 4 of the first 5 in battles, and they just didn't let anything faze them. They stuck with game plans. I think it was about the 7th or 8th match. I looked over to my assistant and I said, gosh, everything I'm yelling out to the kids, they're trying and doing, and they're just competing out there, and it's just fun to see. Even in the matches we lost, battling our butts off, and I just couldn't be more proud of the team.
Brian, you did not give up any offensive points in the first period until heavyweight. How much did that shut down the crowd advantage?
I didn't know that. I just know we were wrestling. But we showed up to wrestle.
But how much did that take out the crowd advantage they would have had?
I mean, you have to. You have to go out and battle. And we've been consistent all year, if you look at it in the first period, scoring the first takedown. And there were a couple matches I wish we would have. We were close to getting it, and we didn't. But that's just something we teach, that you got to go out, get to your ties, and get to your scores.
Well, a lot of teams come in here and I don't want to say back down, but they don't have the aggressive. You guys came to fight. It looked like from the very first whistle.
I said this yesterday, and I said our kids have been consistent all year. We've been to Ohio State. We've been to Cornell. It's just another venue. It's just another team, and you have to focus that way because it's our team. We got to worry about what we can do, and we did it. We went out and did what we had to do.
How critical was 125 winning that?
Oh, every match.
I mean, no, but just to set the, once again, set the tone.
It's set the, but Alan's done that every time this year. He goes out and gets that win, and he's ferocious on top. And there's an interesting call in the match, but I got warned in the first match, so I had to behave myself.
On that, whatever you want to call slammer, you were the first one to come off the bench. Did you see it coming just as it happened, or?
Well, we were called for the slam.
Oh, they did?
Yes.
Okay.
We lost the point there. They got a point for that.
Okay.
Brian, what's this mean for your program? I know there's bigger goals with NCAAs, but what's this mean for your program?
It's just, you know, it's another thing that we haven't. We've won every tournament but the National Duals and the NCAAs. We won every tournament, Midlands to Southern Scuffles to MACs and Big 12s, and so it's just another thing that we can say, hey, now we've won this tournament, now let's move on to, we got 2 weeks, we got to win the MAC again at home, and then we're going to have everybody in our building in St. Louis.
Well, you talk about Willie and the fact that he is from Iowa, Des Moines. He wrestled a former Southeast Polk guy as well.
Yeah, they were on the recruiting trip together. So it was an interesting matchup. And we talked about it before, and he stuck with the game plan. Didn't get flustered.
Willie, did you know that you were going to wrestle Meyer before the match?
Yeah, I had a pretty good idea that I was wrestling Alex. So.
How well do you know him? Can you talk about any other times you've wrestled in the past?
You know, which time? We've wrestled hundreds of times. He was my drill partner my senior year every day, pretty much. You know, we've gone countless hours, countless goes. You know, we still stay in touch even. Like we're still buddies. I mean, we know each other in and out and through and through.
Who usually beat who in the room?
Next question.
Lavion, you were the ones who really did score some points in a match. Talk about what that meant to you.
Well, I should have gotten a major today. That would have been 3 on the weekend. But the way that I look at it, you know, I've put in countless extra hours to make weight. I've put in way more hours than I feel most wrestlers in the entire NCAA right now. Just getting my weight down at the beginning of the year. And before this, you know, we had a light week, so you know my legs are under me. I feel good, and all that extra conditioning, all those extra miles ran on the treadmill, all that other stuff is starting to show right now. And I think people should be afraid of me at this point because my body is ready to go. I'm starting to peak at the right time. I feel really good, and I'm excited now because I went out there this weekend. I put on a show for the Iowa fans, and I feel really good.
Brian, a lot of people had doubt in your team, even though you're undefeated. Did you erase the doubt?
Probably not. We'll probably be ranked second. It doesn't matter, though. That's a media thing. I told them all year, it doesn't matter. We've got to show up in March and get the job done, and that's our focus. And, you know, wherever it comes out, and people are always going to doubt us. It's just we're not one of the traditional programs. You know, I don't think we've had a losing season in 14 years, and this is the second straight time we've beaten Iowa. We beat them 2 years ago at the National Duals. So the last 2 times we wrestled, we beat them. And we beat Ohio State this year. We beat them 2 years ago. We continue to do it, but I don't know what. I guess we just got to keep doing it. But that doesn't. It's not important. Our kids are having fun. They're going to school and wrestling and having fun, and that's the important thing. That they're competing like champions.
Willie, were you recruited by Iowa?
Yes, sir.
Could you talk about the decision to go to Missouri then?
Yeah, I showed up in Missouri and, you know, kind of didn't know what to expect. But from the moment I stepped on campus and the moment I saw the facilities and met with coaches and team, you know, I felt like my decision was made. It just felt right. It wasn't, you know, something I can really describe or any one particular thing. It just felt like where I needed to be. So that's where I am.
Coach Smith, there was a comment by a Big Ten wrestler this week from an unnamed school that you might have competed against in the quarterfinals, and it talked about you guys being untested. Now, at this point, after winning the national duels, how tested do you think your team is heading into the max of the NCAAs?
I don't know. Ask the question to him. No, we've had 20. I had to ask the guy. Well, we're 24 straight duels. I think we've won 28 since last year. So it's been fun. It's fun because it's actually growing the sport. Our fan base back home. People are following it now. They're football and basketball fans. Hey, let's watch our wrestling team. Those guys compete. And so it's a good thing. It doesn't matter the dual meets. You know, this was big. We won the national duels, but now we got to get our mind focused and we got to get ready for the max in 2 weeks. But that stuff is that's fun. You know, that's a learning thing for my guys. To hey, see, you got to be smart about what you say.
Brian, this is only the 6th time Iowa and Missouri have ever wrestled. Would you like it to become a true rivalry?
It's only 3. It took us 3 hours and 45 minutes. I don't know though. I know the Big Ten schedule because I called Kale last week. He goes, "Oh, I thought you were calling to maybe schedule a duel or something." But you know, they have a tough schedule and we're a tough team, so it kind of puts us in a tough situation with. I honestly feel like nobody wants to wrestle us because we're good. And the Big Ten schools know that they'll see us at the national duels or see us at the scuffle, but it would be awesome because it's a great, it's turning into a great rivalry. It's a good battle. Our kids will compete, and it's so close. For us, it's one of the closest schools.
Coach Smith, when you took over the program, you know, how long ago as it was, you know, when you said Missouri's not a traditional power, you guys weren't even a traditional anything.
No.
In sport of wrestling.
One of my first calls was to a kid that signed with the previous coaching staff, and the mother was asking me, "Are we Division I?" I was like, "Wow, a ways to go here." And I was an in-state kid, and that was the crazy part. So it's been a long journey. It's been a fun journey. I mean, Missouri's been unbelievable to me, to my family, and I can't say enough how much they really believe in the program. I looked at my phone 5 minutes ago, and the first one was a huge letter from my AD, how pumped up he is. And you know, I just know how proud they are of the team, though, because the team, you know, is one of the best teams on campus. You know, we've won the Tiger Cup, which is, you know, academics, community service, all those things, and we're one of the top teams right now this year again with it. So I'm so proud of the type of people they are, and I think I know the school is real proud of it.
Any further questions? Thanks, guys.